Alright, so let's get started with Wednesday breakdown. So we're gonna go over first gold, but check this out, guys. So today, in a few minutes, we do have CPI news, right? So CPI news is obviously a high volatility news session, which is gonna start at 8:30. So obviously, I do not recommend you guys to be trading throughout this time. Don't trade 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after. Give it at least like around 10 minutes, 8:40 or 9 a.m. You guys are good to start trading. So I'm gonna give you guys the analysis that I'm gonna be interested in taking today. Now we might get the pullback during this CPI news, but do not enter right away until it gives you guys the right confirmations, right? So check this out. Gold, we're still at the area of interest that we were yesterday, right? So obviously you guys already know that gold has been bullish, just simply breaking above structure, creating higher highs and higher lows, right? Now gold is currently in the middle, but we're almost at one of my area of interest, which is around 23.43 and then 23.41. So just by looking at the area, obviously you guys knows what I'm going to be looking for. So I'm going to be waiting for price to at least give me a pullback into the same exact zone, the same exact buy position that I missed yesterday at 23.21. I will be interested in taking it all over again, as long as price can remain itself above it. Right now, the reason why, if you guys go into the 4-hour time frame, you guys can see that we're still trading above this area of resistance, which means that price is still valid to continue the buy movement back into the upside due to the higher time frame confirmations, right? So any pullback between these zones over here, I'll be interested in looking for buys. Now, obviously, if price does manage to close under it and we do get like an hour or 30-minute candle closure under the zones over here, then best bet is obviously just to wait for pullback. Make sure that this area of support over here, which is the minor support zones, make sure that these areas over here can hold as resistance, then you guys will be good to start looking for sells. This will be my first take profit, and this in the same exact scenario. If it continues to break it under, then you guys are good to continue setting the market. This will be my second take profit, which will be around the 23.04. Now another area that I'm keeping my eyes on as well this morning is going to be the 23.61 area, the 23.64. So we have seen already that price has pulled back 3 times in a row. So we saw this one, which it formed a new all-time highs. This is the second time which we did reject, right? This was last night that price did manage to pull back into this area. We did reject 23.60, and from there on price pretty much just sold off back into a downside, right? So I'm waiting for the fourth touch into these zones over here, right? So this really did not touch it, but we did see those, reaction from this area. So I'm going to be waiting for those 4 touches or the 3rd touches into these 2 zones over here. If it does manage to remain itself under, right, and it's telling you guys that, hey, the bullish volume is dying off, bearish is not going to be taking over, right? And they give you guys all those bearish confirmation. This is where I'll be interested in taking the sell back into the downside, and then pretty much you guys just repeat the scenario all the way down. Now, same scenario. If we do get a candle closure, something like this, obviously you guys want to wait for pullbacks and want to make sure that price does remain itself above these 2 specific zones, which is 23.61 and then 23.64. So long as price can remain itself above it, then you guys are good to continue the buy movement back into the upside. Same exact setup that we caught right over here, and then right over here. Just simply break above the all-time highs and just continue the trend. So it's going to be for gold, very simple. Again, just be patient once price gets into the zones. Now, we're looking at US30. Last night, I told you guys with the recap that I'm going to be waiting for the same exact play that we've been waiting since the last couple of days, which is another pullback into the 3800, right? So I'm going to be waiting for price to give me the pullback into these zones over here. We're going to be waiting for, obviously, price to remain itself above it. If it does, we're looking for buys back into the upside. Again, this zone over here is another zone that we've been keeping eyes on since the beginning of the week, which is roughly around the 39.160. We can say 39.140 as well. So this is a zone, or 39.100 actually. So this is a zone that the guys definitely want to keep an eye on during this morning session. I do believe, well, don't believe, but this is something that we saw this week that we did already form that lower high. Now, this is not the area that I was interested in taking the sells. So this is where I'm going to tell you guys to be very, very patient as long price, once price comes into this area, just be very patient. You guys want to make sure that price rejects it the same exact way that I rejected right over here. You want to make sure that price rejects the zone and remains itself under. If it does, then you guys are good to continue sell. If it doesn't, and we do get a candle closure above it, and we start seeing that price starts trading back above this area of support over here, then this is the zone that we can continue looking for buys, and then we can target back into these highs over here and just repeat the scenario all the way back into the upside. So that's going to be all, guys, for this analysis. Hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys tonight with the recap. Peace out, guys.